Come on, this way. Welcome to my brother's office. You haven't been in here yet, huh? Yeah, he prefers to do most of his work out in the compound. He only comes in here when he needs to concentrate or when a meeting needs to be private. He said to wait for him here, so it must be pretty important. You haven't seen him around the last few days because he's been attending meetings in Seattle. He just got back an hour ago. The administration has quarterly meetings. They go over the status of each regional clan, talk about finances, bring up problems, discuss events that happened over the last few months, the usual. Think of the most boring board meeting you can possibly imagine, then add magic and a heavy emphasis on legacy, in terms of both purpose and genetics. Sometimes they talk about shifting populations to keep up the numbers in each clan. They also make plans for what they call progressive change, even though I don't think half of those old farts understand what that phrase means. Otherwise, things would be different for me. I don't mean anything by that. Don't worry about it. In fairness, it's not all bad. They do look for ways to make a positive difference. Sometimes our clans get called on to help with special missions as private contractors, sometimes with the government, sometimes not. Once we allied with a handful of other shifter communities to build a care facility for terminally ill people who don't have any family to look after them. We offer them a chance to join us if they want to. They can choose which shifter clan they want to be a part of, but either way, turning them overrides the illness and we get new family members. That's how Maggie came to us. The administration is currently funding medical research, too. A team of shifters and vampires is looking into the medical application of our regenerative power to help regular humans. Not a lot of conclusive evidence there, yet, but it's definitely worth throwing money at. Think of the difference we could make if something in shifter blood could cure disease without actually turning the patient. Yeah, it would be huge. It would be something I'd be proud to be part of. But Ethan didn't just go for that meeting. He and a neighboring clan's alpha were asked to stay for some follow-up discussions about a regional issue we've been having. Plus, he asked for an audience to discuss an ongoing petition that our clan submitted a year ago, so I'm sure they kept him busy. What is it? Oh, yeah. That's an air hockey table. He's pretty good at it, actually. Don't tell him I said that. Hey, I'm really good too. See the marks cut into that picture frame? Every year on our birthday, we play for the best 3 out of 5. Winner gets the notch on their side of the frame. You'll notice I'm only 1 notch behind. The picture is of us when we were 8. We got this air hockey table for our birthday that year. It used to be out in the main hall. Yeah, well, we had to move it in here after we got a little competitive with it. Someone might have gotten hurt. Minorly. I know it's shocking, but my twin brother and I are very competitive with each other. Everyone always asks that. I'm going to tell you what I tell them. It doesn't matter which of us was born first.
Exactly. What matters is that she stuck with me to annoy her until the day I die.
Which will be sooner than you think if you ever make me sit in here and wait for you again. What kind of bullshit are you trying to pull?
There are perks to being alpha. Mainly, making you operate on my schedule.
I'm not impressed.
What? You don't appreciate the flex?
You might have fooled the girls in Seattle with your show of bravado, but you're forgetting. I've seen you almost piss yourself when I snuck up on you in the forest.
Ugh. That was forever ago.
That was last summer, idiot. It's good to have you back.
It's good to be back. How have things been?
Nothing I couldn't handle in your absence. A couple of minor fights. Dust is settled with no more than a few bruises. Joshua rolled a truck again with his stunt driving, so he's on mechanic duty to fix it.
Again?
Again. And I scouted the northeastern perimeter last night. No signs of recent hunts, so it looks like the neighboring vamps are finally respecting the border. Took long enough.
I told you. You're good at this.
Ethan.
I know. Anything else?
Well, our newest recruit here went through the last full moon with complete control of themselves during the shift, even though I tried to provoke them. They still needed guidance after the fact. That was a little rough, but all in all, they're making decent progress.
That's impressive. You're months ahead of most new shifters. How are you holding up otherwise? I know getting used to this lifestyle can take some adjustment. That's good to hear. I hope Ruby isn't working you too hard. She can be a little harsh sometimes.
Oh, stop it. Don't coddle them.
Hey, I know better than anyone that you can be intense. I have several scars to prove it.
I could say the same about you, and if you thought you could train them better, you should have shown up to the cabin the night they turned. But you were busy, so this is what you get.
I can live with that.
Ass. So, what's going on in Seattle?
Do you want the bad news or the bad news?
Very funny. Out with it.
They shelved the petition.
I fucking knew it.
I'm sorry. I tried, but because of the change in circumstances, they said we have to wait and reapply in 2 years. The good news is they're permitting us to carry on as we have been. They'll let me fight for that at least. We went back and forth for hours on it, Ruby. I did my best.
I'm sure you did, Ethan. I'm not mad at you. Don't worry about it, newbie. Not your concern. There was more bad news?
Yeah. It's Cal.
Fantastic. What did he do this time? Turn someone else? Harassed Rainier clan?
Human hunters assaulted 2 administration scouts who were investigating a shifter attack in the next county. At first, they thought it was a one-off incident, but a second attack followed. That time, Cal was with them, on the hunter's side. And because he was helping them during the assault, they suspect that he made some kind of agreement with them.
What? No, not game hunters. These are people who hunt down the magically gifted. Shifters, vampires, sorcerers. They want to wipe the earth clean of what's left of our magic. This is retaliation from Cal. It has to be.
That's what I'm thinking too. According to what the administration shared, the hunters have a base 23 miles east of us.
Too close for comfort.
Agreed. The administration wants proof of an alliance so they can sanction official action against them. We can't scope out their base yet, but we can check out Cal's place, see if there's any evidence they can use. I'm sending you too.
What? Ethan, no. I'm not going, and I'm not taking them along to spy on the guy that turned them.
I've thought of every possible alternative, and they all suck. I hate myself for even asking you. But it has to be you. No one else can track him like you can. And you know he won't come after you. Besides, he won't hurt them. You know he won't.
I hate this.
I know I'm asking a lot.
Yeah, you really are. I'll get it done. I'll figure something out.
Thank you. If you need anything,
I won't.
you know where to find me if you do. Before you go, though, I'd like to talk to our newest member of the family.
Go for it.
Alone.
Fine. Bye.
Don't go after Cal without telling me your plan first, or I'll notice you're missing and assume something bad happened.
Yes, Mother.
Tell me honestly, are you doing alright? We have resources to help if you're struggling. but I'm relieved to hear that you're mostly doing well with this. Even though Ruby is covering all the bases in terms of training, everyone needs support from time to time, and you can't always get that from your mentor. And if you have any questions or need any help, you can always come to me. The reason I'm sending Ruby after Cal is a story that's not mine to tell. You'll have to ask her. She probably won't tell you, but I'm not going to go behind her back. And I recommend you don't ask others either. It should come from her, if it's going to come from anyone. Like Ruby said before, it doesn't really matter which of us was born first. I know twins usually lord that over each other, but we don't work that way. You don't have to believe me, but it doesn't change my answer. For what it's worth, we're glad to have you. Everyone I've talked to says you're fitting in well, learning the ropes, and pulling your weight. I know Ruby resents the change in plans, but she's not really that upset. At least not with you personally. I know she seems irritated, but trust me. If she were really pissed about it, you'd know. This is nothing. I know I'm not really in a position to ask, but would you do me a favor? Look out for her. Don't worry, I'm not going all protective brother on you. I trust my sister and I trust you. But having another set of eyes looking out for her would really mean a lot to me. She's not good at asking for help, especially when she really needs it. Thank you. Now you'd better go. You don't want to keep her waiting, trust me. See you later.
All good? That was rhetorical, I don't care. Yeah, I'm sure you have loads of questions, but unless they sound like, what's the best way to get evidence that a former member of our community is plotting against our very existence, I'm not really interested in answering. I'm thinking a stakeout. Think you can handle it? You're weirdly enthusiastic about this. What the hell did Ethan tell you? I thought you didn't care. Touché. Yeah, he does trust you. He has a habit of trusting people in general. Make sure that trust isn't misplaced. Come on, we've got a stakeout to plan.